CEO. Great. Yeah. Yeah. And I guess a copper mine out there got shook, and there's a plume. They're trying to make sure all that's all good.
Yeah. So we're, you know, all things are going well. They just said that be good to allow people to know, even our, you know, customers, to let them know that there might be some delays in response time, just because they send everybody home and they're getting people set up at home for customer support. So, but operations still going on. That's a good news.
Okay.
So how is it? So Nancy's in Georgia. Janet, where are you at?
I'm in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Janice is in Ohio. I don't know who owner is. So Michigan, if I didn't know something's going on, I wouldn't sense it. Although, you know, I'm kind of been isolating myself here at the lake house, and this is Gayle. My son drew this mermaid, and I said I have to have her because, you know, she's kind of out here at the lake. But I was going through names for mermaids, because you know, every mermaid has to have a name, right? So Gayle is the goddess of calm seas. So I kind of like having that, you know, her standing up there behind me, and the calmness. I really feel that calmness. So I don't know where. Hi Deb, welcome. I don't know where you're at, if you're feeling the franticness of what the coronavirus is all about.
Yep, I'm in the Chicago area, so definitely feeling the impacts here in beautiful Illinois.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if it's more of the large, you know, metropolises that are feeling it more. You know, we can go to the stores and get all the food, all the supplies that we need. So, hey, my friends out there, if you need something, let me know. Might be able to ship it to you. I'd be your Amazon.
We're low on a lot of supplies around here, just on the coast of New Hampshire. Rockingham County has, I think, 6 Texas people that do have it. And I live like a mile and a half from the beach, and I just came back from a walk on the beach. There's a lot of people on the beach today doing their social distancing. They had the kids down there, and yeah, it's nice to see them out, but it's just sad to think, you know, all these kids are home from school, and you know, it's crazy.
Steve and I went to the store the other day, and I mean, this is rural community, and as we're winding out, I mean, there's actually I saw more people out walking kids and dogs than I've ever seen on this road. And I grew up on this road 50 years ago, so it's just, yeah, it's interesting to see that how people are being together, being outside, being separate. And there's some really, I just saw some cute card templates over in SendOutCards. And hey Chip.
Hi, I finally found you.
You finally found me. So I'm just I'll show you this, because these are like brand new from today. Like this word search.
Oh.
See that? Hanging out at home, word search.
Right.
And the inside is,
it won't let me.
Oh, that's great.
Is, you know, appreciation, calm, community, compassion. So I'm sending this. And anybody, like, now that I see this, my grandchildren, our clients that have kids, that's a great card. And then there's this other one. Hey, look, we're social distancing. Did you see this one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah.
And then inside it says, but I sure hope we don't have to for very long. So, so this is kind of a cool one. And you could even do a flat card, a really quick flat card with this one, because you can put your picture in there.
And
so,
the other nice thing you could do is you could say something like, but I'm glad we can still stay in touch, or something like that.
Right. So then now, you know, design the inside just to make it a
Right.
fun little quick send card. So
Yeah.
I thought that's really creative for SendOutCards to come up with a couple of these. So maybe there's more ideas. And really that's why I wanted to come on here today, is to, you know, allow us to brainstorm a little bit on how we can communicate with our groups of people. So, you know, I have my group of top 150. I have my BNI group. So Steve's not meeting for BNI for at least the next couple weeks. So I've got these ideas going through my head. So yesterday, I don't know if you saw the picture on my profile, but I did a fun filter and Steve's the leprechaun. And I said,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
a lucky girl.
That was cute.
And immediately I had the idea that I'm going to send that to, I'm going to create a campaign. I'm going to, you know, send that to all of our BNI members, and, you know, just to get a smile. I think during this time of uncertainty, it's really worth getting the, getting that love and kindness into the mailboxes, that personal touch, that connection. So this is an open forum. I'm not going to be the only one talking today. This is brainstorming. Brainstorming requires people to give their input. So if you've got ideas that are popping into your head, how are you connecting with people using SendOutCards?
I had the idea, so I have a lot of friends that are moms and they're taking pictures of their kids homeschooling or being silly at home. So I thought that would be a good idea for sending out to people that I know.
Mm-hmm. Because people are, maybe it's going to let me stream us live into the group. I think it is. Yesterday, I couldn't share Zoom into the group. So I'm just going to share us into the Realtor Business by Referral group. And if people can't, you know, jump on here with us, at least they can listen live. So yeah, catching people, looking as you're scrolling through social media and finding those. So are you taking those pictures, Nancy, and then just create, you know, primarily, what do you do? Are
Just
you on
create
your
a fun card. I don't know. I haven't just, you know, hope there's been some funny memes going around about homeschooling. Like one of my friends sent me a meme today that said, homeschooling's going great. I had to break up a fight between two students and the teacher's drinking on the job. So like, I thought that was pretty funny, and I might steal that to put into some other people's cards with pictures of their, you know, with their families doing the homeschooling thing at home. I also liked, I never did your idea of just asking people to post their favorite photo to my post, and then grabbing those photos and sending out a card based off of those too. So I'm on Facebook all the time, so I sort of like to use that along with send out cards from grabbing personal photos from people.
So let's talk about that in case there's people that are watching this now or on the replay that maybe don't understand. So you can do a one of the things that Amy Brown from our group just posted, and she had like 254 comments. Now, even if half of those are her own comments, that's still a huge engagement. And it's just this simple. Have I ever sent you a card? Yes or no? And the engagement that she got, she got 22 new addresses to be able to send people cards. That's a really great idea. Free Photo Friday. Right now, it's like any day is a good day to post your pictures here. Show me your seventh, you know, picture on your phone, or your favorite picture in the last 10 pictures, and post here, and I'll send you a 5x7. There's nothing wrong with us, you know, letting people know that we want to engage and send back to them. And then if you don't have the address, perfect time to just private message somebody and get the address. This creates conversation. I say 4 C's, right? Commitment, conversation, cards, and consistency. I'm going to mute you, John, just because I don't know if the feedback's coming from your joining. So,
On that same front, Gail, I was just thinking as you were saying it, you know, you could do the post and say, have I sent you a card? Though, what a great way just to start messaging everybody or texting everybody to say, hey, it's the new normal, and I realize I don't have your street address, and I want to send you a note. I want to send you a card. I think people would be very apt, much more so today than they would have 2 weeks ago, to just simply give that to you, you know, because people want to, you know, let's figure out the old way of communicating, you know. So I think that's a great way to reach out to people, especially in our real estate business too, is just to, it's another touch point. It's another prompt. This environment is prompting us to do things differently. So, hey, can I have your address? I want to send you a card.
right.
You know, I'm going to say no to that.
I've never had anybody, never's a strong word. I think I've had one person in the last several years, if ever, that says, I don't give out my mailing address. Like, okay, well, that's fine. But that's weird. You know, to me, it was weird. It was just, that was out of the norm, but for that person, it was the normal. So I respect the fact that she did that, but she won't get a card from me because I don't have her address. And I believe if you just ask people, and Chip, you'll tell me because you do it all the time. Hey,
Yeah.
just ask for their mailing address. They will get to know you as the card sender.
Right.
And that's not a bad thing. That's a really good thing, because you know, when they receive your cards in the mail, it lifts them up and it inspires them. So
I connected with a online trainer. He deals specifically with real estate agents. And so we did a Zoom session, and the next step was, you know, you pay $50 and we'll spend an hour together. And, you know, he was trying to, anyway, I asked him for his address and he didn't want to give it to me. And I said, well, I just sent you $50 US. You're a complete stranger, you know. And he was like, oh, okay. Well, so of course I sent him Cody's book because I thought he's in a relationship business, right? He was like, oh, wow, that's great. You know, I couldn't figure out. So he was a little bit suspect, but I just put it back on him and said, like, I don't know you either. I just gave you my credit card, you know.
mm-hmm.
You know? So, you know, I think there's a little bit of reasonableness there.
Mm-hmm.
I've only had 2 people ask me why, and I don't say I'm going to send you a card. I'd rather just say I want to send you something, and they, oh, okay, that's fine, you know. So yeah, so just ask.
Just ask.
Yeah, I know that for a while I had, from my business cards, I had a post office box at a UPS store. So instead of a PO box, it's an actual address.
Right.
And I did that on purpose because I had another company and I had some information on the web and I didn't want people to know my personal address. So there's a lot of people that don't, and I don't blame them. No,
It
but
doesn't have to be a personal address. Mailing address can be anywhere. It can be your brokerage, can be,
right.
you know, post office box. I don't care. Where
Yeah.
do you get your mail? You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I just say, you know, I like your address because I like to send cards.
Yeah.
Then they always give it to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gayle, there's something. I didn't do this as a card, but it's too bad I can't share it with people. I just sent out my newsletter today. Actually, I'll go out tomorrow. And on the back of the newsletter, I put, help is only a phone call away. And then I have a picture of an old-fashioned payphone, because I have a lot of seniors in my database. And seniors are particularly vulnerable. So what I said was, in these unprecedented times, I can't help but think of all the people that I know who are older than me, and how many of you who may have pre-existing conditions or be more vulnerable to the coronavirus than others. And you might not want to venture out at the moment, especially if you have to take transit. We actually have transit in the city. If you need anything at all, run to the grocery store, a pharmacy pickup, or something else, please call me. I have a car and I'm happy to help. And I put my phone number. So that could easily be a card to seniors that you know in your local area.
So how do you, let's talk about seniors for a minute, because there are a lot of things that are going down with rehab centers, with senior living centers, and they've closed their doors and they don't even let family come in to visit. So I think this is a really prime opportunity for us to engage, connect. So if you have the name of someone who runs a rehab center, think about your connections. If you know people who run these type of operations, maybe give them a call and say, I'd like to start showering some of your residents with some cards, since they can't have, family members and visitors come in. Are there people, or should I just send it to the center kind of anonymously, and you can just dole out the cards to somebody, and just keeping those cards more light and airy, and hey, just checking in, wanted you to know that you have people out in the world that are thinking about you during this, and I like to call it physical distancing, because socially, look, we're from probably 10 different states right here on this call. I see Colorado and Toronto and Ohio and California, and I see that, socially we're connected, but physically we're disconnected. And so maybe put that in a card. I know that, we're physically unable to connect right now, but know that you're in my thoughts, and I'm thinking about you during this time when you're separated from those family members that you love. And so as I'm telling you this, as I'm brainstorming this, I have people coming to mind that I can reach out and call to say, hey, is there anybody in particular? Because, they know their residents. There might be someone that really needs that personal, tangible touch that, we could do. And this is the part where it's not what I can get out of it, but what can I give? What can I give that will help support other human being lives? And you never know what's going to come from that, you guys. It's my friend Julie was telling me a story yesterday about connecting a roof cleaner to a past client of hers, and it was just in passing, but she made the phone call to her client, let's just say Michelle. Michelle said, hey, I need some help. Donovan was the one to help Michelle. She said to Michelle, call Donovan. She called Donovan, said, hey, Michelle's going to call you, take good care of her. And then they connected. He took good care of her. She sent Donovan a thank you with some brownies. And guess what? Donovan called her and said, hey, my wife and I are thinking of making a move, and you're our gal. And Donovan works for a lot of realtors, but because that extra step of appreciation and gratitude and putting that out there, she's now going to have a buyer that's going to utilize her services. So this is the part of, and reaching out to our sphere. How can we reach our sphere with that connectivity? And we talked a little bit about, with the new cards in the system. Nancy talked about, catching them on Facebook, doing fun things with their kids, and even have your kids send cards to their classmates. This ultimately, it's coming from your household, right? But when your kids start to connect with their classmates, hey, I'm really missing you. And I'm thinking, my granddaughter's she'll be 7 next week. She's a little disappointed because, they can't go out to eat. They can't have a party. And so they're creating some fun things around the house to do. But also, that's at 7, she's away from her classmates. They're learning Spanish, like practice, right? My daughter's having them practice and send cards to their classmates during their separation time. And maybe they're not going to go back to school at all. Isn't that crazy? We've got some kids that are probably going to be out of school till at least next fall. I don't know about your areas, but that's what I'm hearing in the peripheral. So anybody want to comment on, you know, those of you like Amy Brookhammer, I know you have, you know, you have 2 young boys at home. What are some of the things that you're doing with your kids, and how are you, because you're also a very active, busy real estate agent.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I didn't realize I wasn't on mute. We are just, I actually created a couple cards for their teachers today, because their teachers are saying that they miss the kids. And I've got some big cheesy pictures on the inside of the cards. I've also created some cards for the administration because they are really taking a hit on the school closings and things like that. And I can, you know, second, if you can get their classmates' addresses, it's great, because I want to show you this card that I sent recently. When my kids have birthday parties, I take pictures, and we only have just like a few kids to each birthday party. And so this is the card that I sent after my son's birthday. And there's a picture of them at dinner and playing basketball. And, you know, I got a little picture with everybody. And then it just says, thanks for coming to my party. I had a great time. And he's got his own little card back. So, you know, on the return address envelope, it has my name and my business on it, but this doesn't, but they still know what I do. And it doesn't, I mean, and the kids love getting these cards. I also made one for the basketball season, which now will not be happening, but, and just having the schedule. And every time I would see a parent at a basketball game, they would say, oh my gosh, our kid has the basketball card that you made next to the bed. And he checks off every game and all of that. So, I mean, just think about all the people that you can send to, and then those are, you know, added to your database now.
Awesome. As you were talking about that, let me see. I wrote down teachers, administration. You know, when people are homeschooling, do the memes, find the memes. If you want to create some pretty amazing, I'm going to just share my screen and we'll go look at this. So, I was introduced to. Let's see. Here we go. I was introduced to Pixabay. Pixabay is 1 million free images to use anywhere. Okay, so if you write this down, and then you can search images. So let's just say school. Look at all the images that come up that you can now download and utilize in your card sending. So if you're running low on creativity and you want to have something to send out that's school related, that's a resource for you. And maybe your favorite color is purple. Type in purple hearts. You can do searches in Pixabay and come up with some really amazing images. That's what I used when I created this card back. So that image is from Pixabay. I just put a heart and purple in there, and then I was able on Canva to create that that card using that. So Canva is another really good one to create some custom brands on the back of your cards that are a little bit more creative than what SendOutCards provides for the back branding. Gives you a lot more flexibility. So if you ever want like a little session on Canva and creating custom backs, maybe that can be another little webinar that we can do, because I've been having a lot of fun. As a matter of fact, let me show you. Um,
Hey, Gail, while you're pulling that up, I had another thought. I know there's a lot of colleges have canceled graduation, and high school seniors are canceling graduations. So those big cards would be fun if you have a senior that's posting a lot of photos online, or you can get their parent to give you their Instagram account and peel off photos and create like a montage card for them in lieu of graduation, which is a little ways away, but I know they're really bummed about that. My daughter, my junior high school is missing prom. And so I know like that's not probably one you could do anything with, but the graduation stuff, I think you could.
mhm. Um, and then, maybe I- eventually this will blow over, right? So what's not being created at the school level, or what's normal for the school level, maybe can be recreated in smaller amounts or doses by creative parents outside of the school system. I know it's not the same, and I've heard like there's when they just started to cancel the NCAA wrestling finals, which are taking place this weekend, were supposed to take place this weekend, and they canceled that a week ago. My daughter, they had plane tickets to fly to Minneapolis to watch this, and like it's like, wow, really? The final, the NCAA basketball, like this is a big mix up for our society. And I was thinking about that making my bed today. It's like everything. I was thinking about the bands who go on tour, like so many things that we group together to go find our entertainment in is like not happening for a very long time. And what is the financial significance of that? I guess you can look at it both hands. The performers are not being paid, but those who would attend to that are keeping money in their pockets. So maybe that's a switch off. But so I'm here at the back of my cards, and like most of, you'll be able to recognize, like these are all the custom backs that I've created in Canva because we just don't have the templates. This is one that was created right in the SendOutCards layouts and templates, but so many of them I was able to and just you get kind of an idea of what it looks like for you. As far as I knew I could write something in this red heart, and I knew that this background would be something that words would stand out on. But many of these were created in Canva just because I just think that it allows it to be utilized and seen. And then I want to make note of right here where the QR code, I mean, it's really small on the card, but that's what SendOutCards uses to identify that specific card that's going out. So I might go into Canva and move this up a little bit just so, it has like, it might cut off my name, but I think people would be able to understand that. But just know that when you're creating a 5x7 card, that that's what's going to go on the back of the card. Any other questions that you have about, the branding? You noticed when Amy shared, she makes the custom brand for her children, for each situation of the cards that are going out. Any questions around that?
No, but I do have a question. Nancy mentioned, I know how to take pictures off of Facebook, but how do you take pictures off of Instagram?
You kind of have to do a screenshot.
Oh, okay.
I have, and have you seen the template for the Instagram photo drop template? It's kind of cool. So, if I'm on my phone, so I might see an image on Instagram, I will screenshot it on my phone, and then I'll edit to make it the right size, and then I'm just gonna go here to see if. So you see that? See, I have a picture. Oops, you can't really see that very good. Oh. So there's a picture. I would screenshot this picture from my phone, and then I have it now as a, if I look in my gallery, I have that, and I can adjust that down, editing the picture. So it takes a little bit, but now I've cut out everything else. I just have the picture. So if I go to send out cards, I don't know if I can
That's exactly what I do too. That's how I do it.
for, you know, so Canva, or for Instagram, you have to do a little bit more, you know, editing to get those pictures. But I was trying to see if I could find the Instagram one.
If you have an iPhone and you screenshot it, it will immediately let you edit it before you even save it. And that's how I do it. So I'll take my screenshot and then I'll crop the top and bottom and then just save it to my photos.
So there's the Instagram template. So if I go to create that, now I can take that picture and now it's on there. So that's how you would do an Instagram photo on an Android. Okay. So a lot of people have been asking me about like a campaign. How many of you send campaigns out to like groups of people? A few of you. If you have the, if you don't have the system package, that's what you need the system package for. So like I mentioned, I'm going to create that card for BNI that's going to go out to 57 people. So, oops, forgot to share. So if I'm in my account, let me just get out of there. I'm going to hide us up here in the corner. Campaigns. So I'm going into my campaigns and I want to add a campaign. So I'll do this a little bit slower because I realize that some people, they're like, what did she just do? So if you look, there's a plus sign. So I'm going to add a campaign and it's going to be called BNI Leprechaun. Create campaign. Now I'm going to add the card. So I can go here to, you know what? I might even create this one because this will be a fun one to send. Customize this card. 2-panel, standard card. So inside, if I click on panel view, it's going to bring up larger. So I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna go find, if I have it, that leprechaun picture. I might have to go, let me go to Facebook. There we go. Funny picture, right? So I'm going to save this picture. And I'm going to add a background. We'll just add a green background to it. Now, the back of the card. So this is the inside bottom. So I'll reference this. This will give you something to do while you were not, you know, meeting in person. And then the back of the card, I'm going to save this layout and add to campaign. So now all I have to do is go in and write my message, tweak it. But this is the beauty. So I'm going to send this. So I'm going to pretend that it's all ready to go. I'm going to create it, create the send order, and then all I have to do is go down here to recipients. And view groups, go to BNI members, done. And look, they're all populated, 57 people. And then it's ready to send. So ready to send, because I have the group sends, it's all it's costing me is, I have the system sends. It's just costing me $31.35 for the postage to send those 57 cards. So I hope that was helpful for you to see how easy it is to create one card that goes out to a bunch of people. Now, your top 150. If you haven't created a top 100 in your SendOutCards account, I urge you to go back through your past clients, the people who are your top relationships, and group them in your SendOutCards account so that you can utilize the quickness of creating one card that goes out to multiple people. How many of you, by a show of hands, have sent those kind of cards? Amy, I know Chip has. Chip, you do that probably, do you do it once a month to groups of people?
I do birthdays once a month. I do New Year's card as a campaign. I think I sent 500 New Year's cards this year. So, you know, thank God for the system package. Happy Spring, although this year I did a St. Patrick's Day card instead. Happy Spring, ice cream in the summer, Thanksgiving, some Christmas. Christmas sends me more for personal. So all of those are campaigns. And then in between, I have other cards that I might send out, one here and one there, but you know, multiple times. And I've saved those as campaigns as well.
So Chip, are you staying pretty busy as a realtor?
Could always be busier. I had ramped down because I was sick. Thank goodness I got sick before all this hit, or people would be paranoid. But yeah, so I was just kind of ramping back up when the world, you know, the bottom dropped out. But you know, I'm doing my newsletters. I send out, you know, the St. Patrick's Day cards, and I put lottery tickets in the cards, and you know, I'm letting people know I'm here. But people aren't really in the, you know, the mode of. If they were already looking, that might be different. But you know, people aren't going to start now. So
it's interesting because I mean, we have quite a bit in our pipeline, but the family that we were going to list their house this week, they were going to go look at houses, yeah, you know, today, but we canceled, you know, they wanted to cancel those showings because they have twin sons that are a year old. They have a preschooler, and like people don't want people coming in and out of their homes. And so I believe that we have another couple. It's like they're not pushed to make this move at this time. So everybody's kind of holding back a little bit. And I think that's why it's really important for us to find ways to stay engaged with people through social media, through texting. I know a lot of people use BombBomb in real estate to send quick videos. I've learned the art of when you're in Messenger. Oh, Cara, I just see you on here. You just sent me a message. But so I can pull up Cara and I can hit the camera button here, and then I can do a 20-second video, and they have fun little filter things that you can utilize, but you can send 20-second videos. Sometimes it's just good to say, hey, I was just thinking about you and I wanted to let you know. This prevents you from rambling on and on, but it's a personal, they see you, they hear your voice, they can hear your excitement, and sometimes people just need to hear and see a smile on your face. So try utilizing Facebook Messenger, the video option, to send just quick video chats to people. To, you know, even someone sends you a friend request. This is what I've been doing now. I don't know them. I'll send a video chat back and I'll say, hey, hi, I'm Gayle. What prompted you to reach out? Instead of just typing those words, it's a way for us to connect. Our words have energy, and anytime we can, you know, put our energy, exchange our energy out with our words and our smile and our expression, is a positive thing for us to do. So look for ways to engage outside of I like 5 ways. There's a phone call, there's a text message. Well, we can't really do face-to-face much right now unless we do Zoom. There's, Messenger, and then greeting cards. So we have the more you use, the more you can combine that together, I think is going to help you create the connection that you have. So we've talked about school a lot, and we talked a little bit about seniors and how to, just engage with those seniors in your life. I'm thinking of you cards, right? So Amy, I know earlier you sent me a message of what you're going to put on the back of a card. So do you have in your mind a card that you're sending out to the group of people in your sphere? Can you unmute yourself?
I'm actually working on it right now. It's for the back of my cards that I'm sending right now.
Okay.
Just kind of, do you want to see what I'm working on?
Sure.
Can you see it?
Uh-huh.
So I just found this image in Canva, and I'm in Canva right now. I just wrote this message. I'm still working on the message, but friends, sending hugs and help during this quiet time. If you or someone important to you needs help with food, errands, business support, medicine, encouragement, or smiles, I'm here to support you and our amazing community. Warm hugs. Just
with your branding. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think I'm just going to put this on most of my cards instead of like my real official real estate one, because that ain't happening right now.
When you say that ain't happening, what do you mean? Are you having people push back from engaging in the market?
Well, luckily I've got all my listings closed as of last week. The last one, the client literally had their flight canceled and they had to drive to the closing from Chicago. So thank God that's done. So that makes me feel really good that all those closings are done. But our buyers, it's interesting because we have 5 or 6 buyers. One of them was a cash buyer, didn't sell their stocks when we told them to. So that's kind of up in the air. And then we've got some millennials that think that there's nothing wrong right now. So they're planning a trip to come up in the beginning of April. So we'll see how that goes. And then, we just don't have a lot of inventory, and I'm seeing houses not being put on the market. So, I mean, I've been around the block before, and I'm prepared for some drought, definitely. If we actually get any new business or closings, then I'm all for it. But I'm not expecting that people are going to want anyone in their house. I'm not expecting that anyone's going to want to go in somebody else's house. I don't know.
So create the cards, send the cards. I'm
just staying in touch. I'm just staying in touch, asking if they need help. It's interesting because as I'm doing check-ins with people, I'm like, how are you doing? Whatever. And they always ask, how is your business? And I'm like, well, we're not really doing anything right now. So that's why I'm reaching out to you to see how I can help other people. And then they're always like, oh, you're not doing anything. I'm like, well, it's really hard right now to, do this. And so I feel like that's kind of planting a seed for them to know that, when the time is right, please definitely call. But for now, we can just use our time wisely and encourage people and love on people, and one thing that I feel like so sad about is all these kids that are having birthdays right now that can't have birthday parties, that can't go anywhere and all of that. And so normally I don't make a big deal out of the kids' birthdays, but now I'm sending brownies, and I'm making it a point to send a card for like those A's in my life. And, just really make sure that they're appreciated, because it's not like the best time to have a birthday. I feel like I would be really sad if my birthday was right now.
Well, and as we think about that, my daughter's birthday is Friday, and it went from she was going to be in Minneapolis, and it's a big one. She turns 40 this year. So,
Oh,
you know, she was going to go to Minneapolis to the wrestling with her family, and then okay, that's canceled. And then Nico said, her husband said, well, we're going to meet at this restaurant. Well, now the restaurants are closed. So 2 days ago I said, hey, how about if I come and make dinner at your house? You know, I can come be with my family. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to come over, bring my Instant Pot, make a pot roast, and, you know, we'll have family time together on a birthday. My birthday's the following week. So it is what it is,
yeah.
right? We make
Get
the
a rain check. Maybe I'll send a card. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll make a rain check in Canva and be like, this is your birthday rain check for later, you know?
I love that idea. So I wrote that down. I'm going to do the same. So think about, you know, rain check. My nephew's getting married in California in June. I don't even know if we're going to be able to go to the wedding in June, let alone the one in September that's out in New Hampshire, out in your neck of the woods, Janet. So, you know, it's like we're all being kind of put on hold right now. So I love the rain check idea. You could utilize that with a lot of things, right? With
Yep.
a rain check on the showings of the houses that we're going to go see out there. So why don't we do this? That's a good one. So we're going to use our creative genius. Everybody that is prompted to do that, that's on this call today, create a card that says rain check. And even if it's just images that we can post in the group, and then people can save those images and they can create their own rain check cards. You know, I don't think we should all, but people have trouble sometimes with the verbiage, right? So, well, what does that look like? So maybe a rain check for a birthday, a rain check for
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Chances are May, you know, it's
Right.
not that far off.
So we have a rain check for birthdays,
Easter is coming.
Easter, Mother's Day.
April Fools.
Oh, I was just in there today looking at cards, and there's a couple cards that say like, let's get coffee or let's have lunch. You could always start with that one. And then on the inside flap, be like, oops, rain check,
Yeah.
you know, something like that.
Great idea. You could also incorporate Photo Funia, which has some latte clip art, and you could incorporate that into the rain check as well.
Yeah, with their picture
Yeah.
of them, right? or rain check. Just the
You
rain
know,
check.
I have not used Canva, so if you wanted to do a session sometime on Canva, I'm pretty computer literate, but I've just kind of avoided it.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be something I think that it's time that I, you know, dip my foot in the water.
Perfect. And
I have an idea one that I used. If anybody's interested, I did a Mulligan Mondays coupon, and I didn't even think about Canvas. So what I did was draw it with marker on a piece of paper, and then took a picture of it, and then I added that picture into SendOutCards, and it was kind of like, you know, it was a do-over day. Like you have a certificate for whatever thing that you haven't accomplished and wanted to. Give yourself a break. Take this mulligan.
Mulligan Monday.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because it was from a post that I did, and I just took it from there and made cards and sent it to people that I thought needed a little encouragement.
I have a group of gals, we're on a golf league. Guess what? Golf league's probably not going to happen. Mulligan Monday would be a great card to put out there for the people that you are going to go golfing with. Or even, it doesn't even have to be Mulligan Monday. It could just be, here's your mulligan, you know, for when we can get together. So, you know, Steve's on a men's league. That would, you know, get the names and addresses. How are you going to connect with the people that you were normally going to see on your league for golf is to send them a mulligan card. So thanks Janice for sharing that idea. That's awesome. Who else has some bright ideas? How about for churches? You know, if you know people, if people are going, if they go to church on a regular basis, send a card to the pastor. Hey, I know this is probably you know, a hard season for you as the pastor. Just know we're here and we're watching, because most people are live streaming right now, right? So they're live streaming their services, but it's still not bringing people together. So your pastors, reach out to the people that are in the leadership role in your, you know, if you're in an office, your brokerage, you know, think about your agents in your office, and what a perfect way to share send out cards. And think about this. So if you haven't, if you are watching this and you're a customer, then know that you can be an affiliate until March 30th at no cost. So your first year to become an affiliate with SendOutCards, raise your hand if you're an affiliate that's on this call today. Okay, most of us are.
Preaching to the choir.
Yeah, but we can, and I know Janice just upgraded her account with Deb, and so, you know, we're building this army of people that can go out and share this product and service. So looking for opportunities and letting people know that you can do what I do, and you can share it with others, and SendOutCards pays us to share this with others, and you can do it for free for the next, what is it? 12 days,
12
you
days,
know?
yeah.
Yeah, so
Gayle,
yeah.
I just thought of something else. A couple of years ago, I passed a field of sunflowers, and I took a whole bunch, stopped the car, and took a whole bunch of pictures because I thought these would be great for cards. They're very Van Gogh, you know, as far as you can see sunflowers. And then someone posted a picture on Facebook. I assume this is true. It says something like this: sunflowers face the sun on sunny days, but when it's a cloudy day, they turn and face each other and share their energy, or something like that. And
Oh,
so this would be
I just
great.
got, Chip, I just got goosebumps hearing that.
So I
Will you
have
please
sent,
create a card?
I will, I have sent that card to other people because I don't know that I mentioned this to you or not. I went to a funeral a couple weeks ago, and one of the people that was there was the priest from like 20 years ago. And I sent her that card, and I said in the verbiage, you brought great energy, you know, on what was a cloudy day for us, you know. So we could use that same idea for the time that we're going through, you know, getting energy from each other.
Okay, I'm going to count on you to kind of just create a saying around that. I mean, we can all
Right,
go to Pixabay because we know how to
yeah,
do that and search sunflowers. We can all go
right,
get our own picture, but
right,
having the words, I think
right.
that's probably where people struggle. And
Mm-hmm,
but what a powerful message that is,
mm-hmm.
to allow people to know that, you know, it's a cloudy day and we're
Mm-hmm.
facing each other and we're here to help.
Yeah,
So I love it.
okay, I'll do that.
Gail, I have a question. There was an earthquake in Salt Lake City today. Have you heard any more on
No,
that? I see we got an email
We did,
about it.
and just watch the 7 or 8 minute video from Greg Bryers, our CEO. He said that, you know, there might be limitations in the customer support because they send everybody home. The equipment, everything is fine. You know, my friend Bart Ratliff was at Costco this morning when it hit, and it hit Costco that they made everybody get out of the store because, you know, things were kind of coming off the shelf a little bit. So the magnitude of it was that it did move things, it did shake things up, but everything at corporate is you know, intact. But with sometimes when they have the aftershocks, they just wanted to make sure first and foremost that their employees were safe, and so they did send them home with the exception of the people that are in the plant itself. So everything is still in operation. The machinery, everything is intact. So cards and gifts will be going out for sure. Anything else?
This was really great, Gail. Thank you for putting this together. I would love to do more of these, and I look forward to the Canva. I have to jump off the call, but I'm so grateful for everybody and their contributions. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here, Deb. And yeah, I'll put Canva, like, here's where we sit. I'll put Canva on the calendar and we'll throw that out there. And just know that I don't know Canva inside and out. I know it well enough that I can go in. And I think that's a testament to people. Like, you don't have to learn this program inside out. Let me show you how to do a 5x7 card and upload pictures, do a background, add your text, and boom, you're done. So it will be what, if I can do it, anybody can do it kind of thing. So
Perfect.
all right.
I went to a social media class for realtors, and they talked about Canva, and I've been using Canva a lot. I love making the cards, and I have like a graphic design background. I didn't know that there was Canva for realtors, specifically for realtors.
See, I didn't even know that.
And so if you go on there and do that, there's like listing sheets and things like that you can just, there's templates all done for you that you can just change the color if you have regular PMS colors, or match your colors, change your information. But it's a lot of stuff for realtors on there. I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm excited to see it.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
Thank you, Janet, for sharing that.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, we're going to jump off. And if you have questions, you're watching this on the replay and you have questions or comments and you want to share your ideas, please share your ideas. That's what brainstorming is all about. It's we all learn from one another. I love the sunflower. I love the mulligan. I love the rain check. We got some great ideas today that can now help us to go be creative, reach out, connect with our people, and make a difference. So thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, Gayle.
And we'll see you again soon. Bye, everybody.